sometimes I want to go back to COVID. I'm like,
dude,
it was nice to sit on the couch in underwear and play Fortnite.
I know.
But then you're like, no, thank God. It like screwed people's marriages up, like gave them mental health issues.
Definitely.
And we had to follow some zit-faced baggers grocery store signs, which way to walk. And everyone was just like, okay, sure, whatever. COVID's that way. Like,
always be friends forever.
Welcome to Your Only Friends, where friendship is first, but comedy is always. This is a reminder. We are your only friends. My name is Jared Dykas. I'm the host, and today I have a very special friend on the show, someone that I've been very eager to get on to the show. I'm really excited about this one. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Trevor Glassman.
thank you.
How are you doing, brother?
Good. How about you? Should we do that one over? This
Yeah,
one right
we're
here?
both sweaty because of this room on a weekend. But how are you feeling, man? We talked a little bit about it. You know, you're feeling good. You're on a move. It's March Madness, right? You're feeling good right now?
I'm feeling good. Sun's out.
Sun's out.
I grew up in New Hampshire, so at this time, it would be like 25 to 30 degrees maybe.
Oh, my God.
I'm just like happy to be here.
You grew up in New Hampshire, like literally through high school and all of that?
Yeah, I actually lived in New Jersey for a little bit.
What part?
Ventnor.
Oh, no way.
Town. Yeah. But then when I was 5, we moved to New England, and I lived there until I was 21.
Ventnor's Jersey Shore, no?
On Atlantic City, yeah.
Yeah, holy shit.
tiny little
Yeah.
town.
That's where we would so Ocean City, New Jersey, me and my family would always travel there because staying in South Jersey near Philly, we would vacation to the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
So I know a little bit about Ventnor. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
But you were 5 years old
I
type
was
shit.
I was a little kid, yeah. But then, no, so I feel good. Love being here. And Florida's sun's shining right now. So.
Isn't that the best? Like how long have you lived in Florida now? Like
almost 5 years.
So you've survived 5 winters you would have had to go through.
Yeah.
Think about that, man. That's tough, right?
Dude, I've lived in New Hampshire, I've lived in New York City, I lived in Chicago, and I lived in Missouri. And I am so happy that I don't live there anymore with the winters the way that it's down here. I'm like, you cannot go back. Like,
do you think seasonal depression is real?
It's 10,000% real. Like, I have not one time at 4 p.m. in Florida looked out and been like, I want to die. Yeah, I want to go outside and lay with puppies. Like,
exactly, man. Even if you feel like, oh my God, I want to die right now, you just walk outside and chances are something great is out there in Florida.
Yeah,
I feel
vitamin D really changes everything, I feel like. It's like crazy. Even on my worst days in Florida, I'm like, well, at least I'm not in 7 blankets being like, is this the day?
No, exactly, bro. It's like that, man. But there's something about the Northeast, and I always talk about this with people that I meet from the Northeast. It's just a certain type of person. I don't know what it is, but if you're willing to go through sucky winters, I think it just builds character inside.
Puts hair on your chest.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and a huge attitude problem in the
100%. 100%.
Because you're like, you can't relate to this shit I've gone through. Like, oh, can we swear or no?
100%. I've been cursing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Shit. ASMR shit. Dude, ASMR shit. Oh my God. Yeah, no, we can curse, dude. This is a comedy podcast. It's a friendship show. It's everything in between, man. So it's very professional though, too.
No, it's very well shot. Yeah, we're in Auschwitz right now.
You can't tell.
I'm sweating. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my Lord, dude. We both wore hoodies because it's so cold out. Honestly, comparative. It's funny. We were just talking about how it's cold up northeast, but to us right now, 65, 61 degrees is cold, I guess, right?
Yeah, and then if it was back in the northeast, we'd be throwing a
my God,
a day party,
a picnic, dude. It wouldn't matter. I've gone to the beach in the winter in South Jersey just because it's it's at the beach now. And now it's that I live here. I don't even find myself. Do you go to the beach at all?
I don't go to the beach that much.
Dude, I need to go to the beach more.
It almost feels like when. Picture if you grew up in Ethiopia or something and you've never eaten food, and then you're you got a steak and lobster meal. You'd be like, this is so good, but I cannot eat this every day. Yeah. That's how I feel with the beach.
Yeah.
Every time I come down here, I'm I'm just happy to be outside.
Exactly.
But if I go to the beach, I feel like a French king or something.
Yeah, dude. No. What's your favorite beach around here? If you had to say, to go to.
Well, honestly, I think Clearwater.
Really?
Yeah, because
Clearwater Beach.
There's white trash all over the beach. I don't know if the white trash is whiter or if the sand's whiter, but it's like it's so pretty. And then you look up and you're like, "This is the ugliest beach I've ever seen in my life."
It reminds me of like the wild. There's just some aspects of Clearwater Beach that I don't know if you ever went to Wildwood, New Jersey.
No, I never.
No,
did.
it's like the Jersey Shore boardwalk, the epitome of boardwalk in my opinion. But it's just trashiness, man. It's just trashiness.
I've been to the boardwalk one time, but I don't know if that was Wildwood.
It might have been. Or there's tons of boardwalks in Jersey. Boardwalks aren't a thing in Florida, I feel like. You got John's Pass.
Only Disney.
And Disney, I guess, has a boardwalk.
Yeah, but it's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Downtown Disney you're talking about or what? I don't know too much about Disney.
They have like a Disney boardwalk.
Oh, really?
Resort.
Oh,
yeah,
wow, that's
it's
cool.
called the Disney Boardwalk.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, dude, also unlocked memory, when I went to the Jersey Shore, it was 2015. That was like the first time I went on the boardwalk. And there was a news story, and I screamed "fuck her right in the pussy" in front of the camera, like an idiot.
Dude.
Yeah, so stupid. But I was like, I'm gonna do it.
That's the type of energy that I'm talking about that exists at a boardwalk in New Jersey. It's like people are just doing things like that.
Yeah, and that was like the nicest thing that happened to them, probably.
Yeah, bro. Especially because like Philly people will travel there for like just vacation and shit, the Jersey Shore, and
what a way to ruin it.
Exactly. We all know. I think people have never been more aware of the characteristics of Philadelphia individuals as of right now, just because of like the Super Bowl with the Eagles and everything like that. But speaking of sports, I do want to ask you this. Give me like, while we have you in this moment and it's March Madness, and I know like you're a phenomenon. Yeah. No. We'll talk about that has been maybe, and then also talk about your thesis. It would be fun to hear what you think is going to happen in March Madness this year.
A prediction. Okay.
So why does it even matter that I'm asking you? You played college basketball essentially.
Yeah,
Yes,
I played at two schools. I played at Manhattan College in New York. We won our conference championship twice, and then went to March Madness twice.
Dude, that's fucking legit.
It was awesome. It is the best moment of my life, to be honest. Like,
really?
Winning a conference, going to March Madness is one thing, but winning your conference championship, like I don't even know. Like, I'm actually scared that like if like I get married or have a baby, like that'll be like number 2 and 3. Like it's so bad, but like
Well, talk to me about that. Why was it so good?
It's like when you finally win. So like.
And you played basketball, I assume,
I played my whole life.
Yeah,
and my dream was to go to March Madness.
Oh my god!
So like when it happened, and this is a little bit of backstory. I'll try to make it quick.
Yeah, no, dude.
My first semester of college, I went to Mizzou first. I didn't play college basketball, and I was supposed to try out as a walk-on to be on their team, and they ended up recruiting someone over the summer and just didn't tell me. So I went to school thinking I'm going to try out and be on the team because we had talked about it. And then I get there on the first day and they're like, "Oh, we took this walk on." And I was like, I had places I could have played and I turned them down to come here.
Packed your stuff up?
Packed all my stuff,
God.
went to a place I had never been before.
Wow.
I had only visited the campus one time, but I'm a Northeast kid in the middle of the country now. And I'm like, I have no basketball, which is basically like half my identity growing up because that's all I did was play. And now I'm in this place like getting drunk, watching football games and eating bratwurst, which I've never had before. So I'm like, I don't know who I am. I'm drunk and I'm full.
Oh my God.
Sad. So
man.
So like I was like, just like, hey, you gotta have faith, like you gotta keep working. I worked out 3 times a day, every day that whole semester. And at the end of the semester, I got a call from Manhattan College from the coach that recruited me. And he was like, hey, we've had like 6 injuries, like, and we need bodies. Like, we can't even practice. Like, do you want to come and play? And I was like, yeah. So I packed my stuff, didn't tell my parents. Like, I just went to the registrar's office and dropped out of Mizzou, got all my stuff transferred. And then
As a young kid, you were what, 18 years old probably?
19.
Maybe 19, wow.
And then transferred there. So first semester, all I was doing was drinking and working out and being just a idiot.
Yeah, because you're in Manhattan now compared to Mizzou,
and
right?
now I'm in New York City, like, and I have to like perform because I'm on a D1 team. And that year, we ended up winning the conference, going to March Madness. So I had gone from not playing on
Bro,
a team.
as a freshman?
Yeah.
You experienced that?
Yeah, as a freshman.
Whoa.
I went from not being on a basketball team to then 3 months later going to March Madness on national television. And like I had worked my whole life for that. So the second we won, we were up 3 points. The other team had the ball and they had one shot to tie it. Dude, they missed it. And I took my clothes off and
knew you were going to March Madness.
We knew we were going to March Madness. I took my warm up off. I just threw it in the air and I bawled my eyes out on television.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like insane. And it's like that moment is like not just a cumulative event of not playing on a team and then going through practice. It's like 12 years of playing basketball.
Bro.
For that. So then it's like all those. It's like. You lose for so long, and then you finally win, and that's what it feels like.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the only way I could equate it is if, like, I had infertile sperm or something and was trying to have a kid, and on the 13th year I finally have a kid, then maybe it's a tie. But
Exactly.
if I have a daughter, second place. But
Yeah.
oh my God. Dude. But if I have a son, it might be better than a championship.
No, bro. Wait. Oh my
yeah,
Lord.
there's no short way to explain that. I wish there was that.
No, dude. I'm so happy you explained that, and that's what I think is beautiful about sports, right? It's because like not always in life do you get to have that moment, right? And that's what you had. So after that, was there like any less of a high, or what happened from there?
Well, I didn't play that much that year. I played in 4 games, which I mean, coming from college is still good. So I was
what are you
hyped.
talking about? Yeah, that's cool as fuck. Regardless,
it was like, but I had like a fire in me where I was like, I actually want to contribute and play. And then the next year, I ended up getting to start 2 games.
Wow.
I played in 11 or 12 or something.
That's sick.
And then we won again.
Oh my God.
And that one felt a little less, but pretty comparable.
Wow.
And then I peaked, and then I was like, I don't give a fuck what happens.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done. I spent so much hours and so much effort and mental bandwidth and traveling, playing in front of different scouts. Like,
you were
on
on probably every travel team.
Done. Yeah, I was just like, I've done everything I want to do.
That's awesome, man. So do you feel like, talk to me about basketball now? Because obviously you're a comedian, but like, do you have any passion towards basketball like now, or like and talk to me about what you think's going to happen in March Madness this year.
Yeah, sorry, we got winded from that. I do want to say there's no feeling like going to March Madness. Like nothing compares to it. And I wish everyone could feel the feeling I felt, just like to have fire in life when you're like going through stuff and trying to like go for something.
Yeah.
Like it makes all the pain and all like the effort and sadness and like all the downs feel completely worth it. And it's very translatable to comedy, but we can bookmark that. But what was the first question?
Well, what's going to happen with March Madness?
Yeah, March Madness.
I'm curious from someone who was in March Madness themselves.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any perspective on that?
I think that if I had to guess, I either think Duke will win. Duke just looks absurd to me. Like they have 5 NBA players on their team and they all play well, but they're young. So if they were going to lose, I would guess they lose to a team like Florida, who has a lot of size and experience.
Dude, so you know depth about college basketball.
Yeah, I know a lot about the game.
I wish I knew. It would make it like if I knew college basketball.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, most people that don't know well end up winning their brackets.
Yeah.
Because like
Did you do a bracket this year?
Yeah, I'm doing horrible.
You're doing horrible?
I'm like in last place. In
my my God.
And I played like.
Well, I heard there's a pretty. Has there been some upsets so far or no?
A bunch.
There's
been like 4 or 5 upsets.
Oh wow.
And there will be more today.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're excited to go watch it later today?
I can't wait.
Oh,
I'm gonna
dude.
eat wings and drink beer and just sit on my couch and be worthless.
Yep. No, that's what you got to do, man.
Kind of like my freshman semester.
With the bratwurst or whatever.
The bratwurst. Yeah,
bratwurst. Man. I like kibasi because I'm Polish. Have you ever had that?
No, I haven't. But
it's
I'm
like
half Jewish.
Like that. Yes.
So like I ate bratwurst and I was like, I can forgive the Germans after this. This cheddar and jalapenos making me feel.
Is that what it is? Dude, that sounds banging.
They had like melted cheese and jalapenos.
Oh man.
And you take one bite and you're just like, it wasn't their fault.
Dude,
It wasn't their fault.
no, me and Joel are getting lunch after this. I'm like getting hungry now. Oh my god!
You got to find a German spot.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta find a German spot. All right. In terms of comedy, talk to me about what happened there. Like, when did you start to get an inkling for comedy?
Yeah, so when I was a senior in college, I didn't.
At Manhattan.
So I transferred to Missouri
Oh,
again.
what?
I went back to Missouri my junior year and played 2 years there.
Wow.
Yeah, redshirted my first year, so you have to sit out when you transfer. You're not allowed to play, and so I just sat out. And then my first game back, I broke my foot.
Oh,
senior
man.
year, so it was just like, but I didn't really care.
Yeah, whatever. You already had the two.
Yeah, it was a
wins.
great experience to play there, but we were bad, and I had done everything I wanted to do with basketball, and I just wanted to play and rehab. I didn't care about how I did. So
Yep.
I was like, I'm not going to go to the NBA. I actually had a couple places that I could have played overseas, but
Wow.
they were bad leagues. So
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really want to do that. I want to just go do comedy. And Seth Meyers is a talk show host on NBC. His mom was my French teacher growing up.
Oh, my
so I
God.
reached out to her and I was like, hey, can Seth help me at all? And she was like, no, idiot. He's busy being famous.
Yeah,
no.
oh my God.
But she was like, but this is what you should do. You should move to Chicago because there's a great comedy scene there. And I moved there and I started with writing and sketch comedy at Second City. And I was like, I don't like working in this team environment. I want to just do the things that I want to talk about and think is
Dude,
funny.
that's cool, though.
And they have a great stand-up scene. So I started there, learned stand-up. It was brutal.
In Chicago?
In Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah. This was in 2017.
Holy shit.
It was brutal, man. You bomb it. You think bombing here is bad? How about in a blizzard and you're walking home and you're like, I know I'm funny, but I'm getting hit with a snow flurry and I absolutely hate myself.
Yeah, dude, and everyone
Yeah.
in there's probably pissed off too.
Oh,
After,
they don't
'cause they're
care
like,
at all.
They're like, fuck this. I'm
Yeah.
in Chicago, dude. It's cold.
It's cold and you're miserable, and when you're starting comedy so hard alone,
Yeah.
then you factor in having to pay $2,000 a month in rent, living in Chicago and doing a job you hate, and then it being freezing and worried you're not going to get shot. And
Yeah.
then that's just before the mic. And then they're like, okay, now go be funny in front of
Yeah.
these 5 alcoholics
Oh
that
my
for
God.
some reason are here on a Tuesday.
Oh my God.
And then you're like, no. I'm just going to eat shit for 3 years and
oh
hope
my
that I'm
God.
good.
So you did
So,
that for
yeah.
how long in Chicago?
2 years, and then I moved to New York.
Wow.
And then COVID happened. And
Oh
then
my
I moved to New Hampshire.
Lord.
Yeah. So
Moved back to New Hampshire.
back to New Hampshire.
Wow.
Did a bunch of outdoor shows there. All my time in New York, the only break that I even got in New York was bartending, and I met a club owner who owned 12 clubs over New England.
Oh,
and I had
whoa.
worked at one of the clubs, and I was like, made a good introduction. He was like, yeah, he gave me his personal email. He was like, send me your availability and I'll get you work at all the 12 clubs.
Holy shit.
And I was like, finally, I'm going to actually get somewhere and not perform for crazy psychopathic, sociopathic open micers. I can finally do some work with some good comedians. And then 2 weeks later, literally COVID happens.
This is 3 years into comedy at this point.
Yeah, 3 years.
Wow,
yeah.
wow.
And I had a hosting set where I was like, I can actually do this at a club.
Yeah.
But people don't get, you can do a great show for a group of normal people and you do it for comedians and you feel worthless because they don't laugh at anything.
Absolutely. Because everyone's sitting down thinking about what they're going to say up there.
Or they're just dead inside. And they're like, I don't care about your puppy. Kill yourself. Feel what I feel. So that happened, and then I moved back to New Hampshire, and then New Hampshire's where I learned the most about comedy because it was during COVID, but we had restrictions where people could gather in groups for 6 people, minimum 6. So me and my friend put on outdoor shows for 6 people throughout COVID. and we did like 90 shows or something.
Dude.
Yeah.
6 at a time?
6 at a time. Little tiny shows like
Bro.
for like 90 people, and halfway through they increased it to like 20 people. Or
Oh my
whatever.
God.
So we were like,
You guys probably thought you were changing the world or some shit during COVID,
No.
bro. Oh my God, that's
we did this
sick.
thing called curbside comedy was what it was called. We raised money for charity during
Dude,
COVID.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and we got to perform. And I stand by this. We did the first show in COVID. Everyone gave credit to Dave Chappelle. Everyone gave credit to this other pop-up thing. May 8th, 2020, we did a show, and no one else was doing a show. You can look it up. If anyone did a show on May 8th, you can personally contact me.
You did a show on May 8th?
We did a show on May 8th.
Oh
we did it
my
for 6
God.
people. I wore gloves and a mask. We did 15 minutes each of just god-awful
Did you
comedy.
address like COVID at all during those sets and make fun of it?
Yep, and that's
Oh,
where you
wow.
learn to read a room and be
Oh,
real. Where you're
wow.
like, hey, we're in gloves and we look like we're going to take you all away. And we're not. We're here to make you laugh and then go back in our cars
Oh
and
my
wonder if we're going
God.
to die.
Did you tell people like, hey, like, I don't know, like, was there like restrictions and shit?
There was restrictions and we got it reviewed by a state doctor.
That's
We were like,
nuts.
is this safe? And they were like, by the guidelines, yes.
To
we
be
were like-
doing comedy in the, I can't even
We had them
imagine what that
social
was like.
distanced on lawn chairs outside. We wore gloves and a mask.
Wow.
And me and him walked 6 feet apart from each other coming up. So like, you know when you go on stage and you dab each
Yeah.
other up? I went 6 feet away and he went 6 feet away. This like super awkward thing.
Oh my God.
But like it taught me so much because these are real people going through like what was literally a historic time period that should be in history books.
It will.
I could talk about COVID for 9 years, bro, but we'll get banned from the internet.
No, let's keep talking about it.
Twist my arm. Basically, like COVID, I just feel like was a time period that people have just moved on from. But I'm like, how?
Yeah.
This was 2 years in our life where 95% of the
Dude, I
country
think
was
about
stuck
it
inside.
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you in New Jersey?
I
during
was
that time?
in New Jersey, yes.
And they had strict restrictions, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Like, it like screwed people's marriages up, like gave them mental health issues.
Definitely.
And we had to follow some zit-faced baggers grocery store signs, which way to walk. And everyone was just like, okay, sure, whatever. COVID's that way. Like so many dumb things. And like, but I was feeling all these emotions. My dad was calling me a conspiracy theorist because
my
I'm
God.
like, yeah, we could just live our normal lives, and people who want to stay inside can stay inside,
Yeah.
and it's totally fine. He's like, no, you're a conspiracy theorist, blah blah. So I have all these emotions during
Yeah.
these shows, but then when the shows come, it's like, well, I can't talk to them about that
No,
because it's
yeah.
at their house on their lawn.
You never
and,
know
like,
what their political
right.
views are or anything like that.
So
Oh my God.
we learned like to read a room. We learned to be real and in the moment, and also no matter what you're feeling emotionally as a person, like you have a job to do when it comes to comedy, and you got to do it. And it was a great time.
You probably
Yeah.
learned so much just about comedy, even in those micro crowds. Like to
so
do
much.
it, you know, you're probably really working a room with only 6 people, right? You kind of have no choice.
Yeah, we were also bad. So it was like I look back at some of those sets and I cringe. But at the time, it was like no one was laughing. There was no in-person events. Everyone was scrolling TikTok. That was their form of entertainment. I just burped. That was absolutely
No, it's all
absurd.
good. I didn't even notice it actually.
And yeah, so you learn, you know, that laughter really is a powerful thing. And I don't take any shows for granted anymore because of COVID. I'm like,
That's
this is all
awesome,
taken
man.
away. Yeah. So
I like to think about that too. Like whenever I get to a point where I'm not feeling like really grateful for life, I always think like, okay, well, I could be in COVID right now.
yeah.
You know, like we
sure.
could literally be still in COVID and that would suck.
Sometimes I want to go back to COVID. I'm like,
Dude.
it was nice to sit on the couch in underwear and play Fortnite.
I know.
But then you're like, no, thank God.
I know,
Like,
dude. I was living with like roommates at the time, and it was like fine or whatever. But yeah, dude, no, I did not like being trapped into a house. I'm
Yeah.
like someone who needs to be outside doing stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah, but there was something hilarious about people being like, "Don't go outside. You're gonna kill my grandma." Like, I'm not killing your grandma. I'm in my underwear playing Fortnite.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
Your
dude.
grandma is a grown woman. She can handle herself.
And another thing about COVID is like, I feel like everyone had a renaissance with like movies and TV series, and everyone like got into things more, and
Yeah.
like it was kind of a unique balance of people taking a moment to think, if that makes sense, and
Yeah.
like reevaluate. Like a lot of people moved to different places. I took a road trip here to St. Pete during COVID for the first time, and when I think it was like right when they built the pier, which might have been in 2020, and I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, or 2019 maybe, I think.
Something like, it was
yeah.
like the year after maybe they built it, so that makes sense. So, and then I came down here on a road trip, and as soon as I came to St. Pete, I was like, dude, I want to live here. I want to move to Florida.
Yeah.
What made you be like, I want to move to Florida?
It was open. That was literally
That was it during
Yeah, it was
COVID?
like Austin, Texas, and Tampa, Florida, or Orlando, Florida were open. But I've been to Orlando a bunch. I don't really like it that much.
I didn't really like Orlando.
Yeah,
that
it's just
much
like kind
either.
of too crowded.
Yeah,
too-
I
too
lived in
Disney
Orlando for a
oriented.
couple months actually before COVID. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was I was with a door knocking company, and I was like going business to business selling website services in Orlando and like downtown Orlando, and it was it was like crazy. Like I would just like walk into businesses and be like, "Oh, yeah, you guys need help with your website or marketing or social media," and then I would just like try to get them to sign up for this company.
That feels like it
was-
should be all online.
Yeah,
the whole
no,
business.
exactly. We were a door-to-door company, and they were like trying out a new program. So, yeah, it was weird, but it was a special time in my life. Did that? And
I'm
then-
glad you made it to Tampa.
Yeah, I know. Holy
yeah,
shit.
you don't have to deal with Disney traffic.
No, Orlando wasn't that cool. I was staying in like, where's that north of Orlando, like Winter Garden area?
Winter
maybe?
Garden, yeah.
So it was chill, but dude, St. Pete's like, when I came here for the first time and went downtown, I was like, this is where I need to live.
You loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah, St. Pete's epic. Like,
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. But yeah, coming here, it was like everyone was going to Austin, Texas. And I was like, I was just in New York. So this is just going to end up being just like New York.
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that like happening. So I was like, I'm going to go where it's, I could maybe be a bigger fish in a small pond
Yeah.
eventually. So I took Tampa. And Tampa, like, I didn't realize how good the scene was. Like, when I first moved down here, like, there was some real good people. Most of them have moved to New York or Austin. So, but it was a good move at the time, and it was open. And can't tell you how many times I heard the joke, "Oh, you guys don't know what COVID is, do you?"
Exactly.
Yeah, because they live life down here.
Oh my God. How did you meet Kenny?
I met Kenny through. So I had known of him in New York. I don't remember. I either saw him.
Because he told me
like, a
that you
club?
used to open with him and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
when
we
he
really
would go
got
up.
to talking with him down here because he used to book some rooms too. So I had known of him as a contact. But I remember seeing him. I remember like meeting him here through a friend. We all played basketball together,
Oh, that's cool.
and so we just started playing. He had never seen me do comedy or anything.
That's funny, man.
But then I was like, I know I've seen you in New York before. Like, I know I have. And then we got to talking. He liked me and then gave me some shows and let me open for him a couple times. And
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's how
Great fashion,
that's
too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Kenny Garcia has the greatest fashion for a non-gay guy that I've ever seen. Like, it puts gay men to shame sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks sharp. He
Yeah.
does look. Kennard looks very sharp, definitely. But that's how we met too at the club at Sunshine and whatnot. Yeah, it's getting hot in here. Isn't
I'm
it,
sweating
dude?
a little.
I'm
Yeah.
sweating. But we met at Sunshine. Dude, I love that club.
Yeah, it's great.
I love that club. But yeah, man. I mean, the comedy scene here in Tampa, I like it. But you do a lot of traveling, though.
Yeah, I
I
travel.
don't really
like,
travel for comedy yet or anything like that.
Yeah, traveling is everyone said that you had to do it. I don't think you have to. I think you just need to get good stage time and also get out of your state every so often. So I was traveling a bunch, and now I've scaled it back a little bit.
Really?
I'm like, I know my comedy
How do you
now.
like being on the road?
It's fun sometimes, but I've also never, like if you want to live like a rock star,
Yeah.
you're going to make no money and you're going to be setting yourself up for failure because you
Yeah.
have to drive back. So like if you're
Exactly.
like boozing or doing drugs or like trying to hang out with women, it's like, to me, I treat it like a job. I'm like, I would never do that at my job.
Yeah.
So I want to take it seriously.
You're there to work.
Yeah, like write during the day and make videos and stuff, and like, but it's fun. Like if everyone should have fun. Like if you're not having fun with comedy, you're literally being an idiot. Like,
Yeah.
this is the dumbest thing to do if you don't like it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
but I look at it like when you make the next jump, you're getting paid to travel. You just happen to be telling jokes. That's kind of how I look at it. So I've been trying to find a way to get paid and not travel that much and stay in Florida and do more. I mean, because Florida's huge. There's a lot of
Yeah.
bookers. There's a lot of small towns and stuff. But like the traveling stuff, you're just trying to build an audience. And some people used to do that through traveling, but now with the internet,
on
like
the
you
internet,
can do
man.
it. Yeah, you can do it from your house. So,
Talk to me about Pokemon.
oh, you want to talk about Pokemon?
Yeah, I want to talk about Pokemon.
I had a drink for that one.
Yeah.
Because I can load up on this topic.
Yeah, let me hear it.
I've watched since I was 5. I remember staying up real late, playing video games too. Pokemon Gold was my first game.
And that was on Game Boy?
It was on Game Boy. Yeah, I got a yellow Game Boy with Pokemon Yellow. I said Pokemon Gold like an idiot. That was the Jew in
See,
me.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like super nerdy for me. And you're like, dude, just shut up.
No, I want to
don't
hear
care
it.
at
I want to
all.
hear it. Because when I heard you
Yeah.
on stage talk about Pokemon, I was like, oh, dude, he's into Pokemon.
Dude,
I can tell.
It is like, it should be, it's already huge. Like
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon is like one of the best. If you're a business nerd, like, and you love business, like read up on Pokemon. The
Mm-hmm.
amount of things that they've done business wise will you'll get
In
in a mental
leadership
pretzel.
and
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They have like, I just saw that Pokemon did a collaboration with Overtime, this basketball league, and they made basketball jerseys for their players.
Whoa.
And all their players have Pokemon themed. Like they've done Pokemon Go, they've made video games, merch. Like,
Well, I think I'm a geek for IP, to be honest. No, dude, wait. Let's go back to
We gotta go
Pokemon
back.
real quick.
Yeah.
So I think that are we good, Joel? Yeah. This just cut out. It just cut out. It's getting hot in here, so sometimes the cameras overheat. We're sorry. But we were talking about Pokemon. And I was just saying that I think I'm a geek for IP, like things that people create that are so distinct that it impacts culture forever. And Pokemon is one of the greatest examples of that, no?
yeah, Pokemon has, I mean, think about it. They're still popular right now.
Absolutely.
They've been around for 30 years plus.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Oh, how long? Wow.
Yeah, like or maybe 25. Either way.
In like the 90s, it was.
Yeah, like
wow.
they've been like going completely like they haven't missed a beat.
Yeah.
Like every generation.
Where were you when Pokemon Go happened? Where were you? Do you remember? Like that was
Yeah.
probably intense for you.
Dude, when Pokemon Go came out, I was playing basketball like pretty intensely. And I was like, I had like a legit, me and my best friends, we met one time and I sat them down and I was like, guys, I know you're all going to play. I literally cannot. If I play this, I will stop. I will miss basketball workouts to catch a fucking Charizard. And like, I need to go to college to play basketball.
You were in like high
So,
school, maybe?
Yeah, we were in high school. So
Oh
we were
my
like,
God.
and then like college, it really got big.
Mm-hmm.
But my friends like found it and they were like, even when
couldn't
I came back
even,
from
dude.
school, I was like,
Oh,
dude,
you
I
were in
can't
March
do it.
Madness,
yeah.
dude.
I was like, I can't do this, even though every cell in my body is telling me,
dude, that was
you're a
probably
Pokemon
nuts, dude.
master.
You probably thought about Pokemon Go when you were like crying at March Madness, or you were like, "Oh yeah, it was all worth it."
caught them all.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, bro.
Dude, so I got Pokemon Yellow as a gift from my
Mm-hmm.
aunt for my 5th birthday. Didn't put that thing down. Like, probably I could have read so many books if it wasn't for Pokemon.
Oh my
God!
God.
Did not put it down. Played so, dude. One time I played hooky from school in 1st grade. Like I told my mom, I was like, I don't feel good, and I was like fake crying. She let me stay home, and she had she had to watch me, right?
Yeah.
And I would just be like laying down, and then when she would leave the room, I would like turn my Game Boy on under the covers and play. Like I was full blown addicted.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I started watching the show. So I played the game first.
Oh,
then I
no
watched
way.
it, and then I was really hooked.
Yeah.
Because the show, it's made for kids, but they're universal themes.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime someone says that Pokemon's for kids, I'm like, you're just a soulless loser adult. It's really what you are, because you've never seen the show.
Yeah.
But basically, it's about making memories with your friends, going after a goal in your life, and being the best person you can be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what part of that is about kids?
Yeah.
Like, we should be doing that as adults, but so many people stop doing that. So I love it. And it's also hilarious. There's a guy named Brock. There's a character named Brock.
Isn't he
the OG simp is what I call him.
the OG simp?
He will break his back.
Because he's like the third wheel in that scenario, kind of.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly,
he just
right?
loves women. He's obsessed with women, and the whole show, it's like Ash is trying to be a Pokemon master. Misty's like kind of in love with Ash.
That's
but
what I
doesn't
thought.
want to face
I
it.
thought I remembered that.
Yeah, but she like she just loves like the company.
But Brock was always like in that pack of them, right?
Yeah, and Brock will ditch them if there's like a 5 or above that gives him any attention. He's like, you're so beautiful, I love you.
Oh my god!
And then every woman rejects him. Like every single one rejects
what do you
him.
think they're trying to teach us about that?
They're trying to teach you that if you try too hard, women are turned off. And Brock had every amazing line in the book. Woman never went for it. So pickup lines don't work. If you're a simp, it doesn't work. Ironically,
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, take notes. Ironically, Ash should get the most women because he's going after what he wants. He's focused.
Yeah,
and he'll end up with all the Pokemon and probably a Lamborghini.
Wow.
And
I feel like I don't
that.
even need to watch the show anymore now that I want to though.
You should want to.
I
though.
want to.
And you've never seen an episode?
I've seen episodes when I was younger. I used to play Pokemon, but like not extensively. The big one that I was into was Power Rangers for some reason, but I was younger.
Great show.
Yeah, I was like
show.
really into Power Rangers as a young kid. And then I did get into Yu-Gi-Oh!
The original LGBTQ superheroes.
Yes.
They have all the colors.
Yes.
And the gayest outfits by far.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. The Mighty Morphins, what they were called. Fucking Yu-Gi-Oh was crazy though with the
had
thing.
it.
You had it. You had the
armband.
Oh yeah, I knew some people who had it.
I loved Yu-Gi-Oh too.
I should get one, dude. Imagine rolling up downtown St. Pete with just like the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, but like you look like Kenny Garcia,
dude.
Like in one of
honestly?
his best fits, all black with that. You know what I mean, bro? You'd be like.
This is going to sound crazy, and maybe it's because I have the worst style ever. I feel like there is a fashionable way to pull that off.
Joel would be able to do that.
Yeah, Joel has tattoos. You need a tattoo sleeve on one arm, this on the other, probably a chain, and a neck tat.
Dude, do you remember
in Chinese or Japanese?
What's that? What do you remember those 4 cards? That
Exodia.
And
5.
they were like blue or 5. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yes.
Not to be technical about it.
Yeah, bro, you really know about this shit, dude. You really know about it. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. Exodia.
I remember like getting those cards and being like, "Oh, I got 2 of them," and like that feeling as a young kid, it was just so nostalgic, right?
Yeah. So it's like. You get all 5 of them, and then you're invincible. You have the most powerful thing in the world.
You just beat everyone.
Yeah.
But that was like their pitch for us to buy all the cards, I guess. I'm very fascinated in cards in general. Did you ever get into like? You have the cards. You got into
so many.
You got into like paninis and all them.
I mean, I actually had more Yu-Gi-Oh cards than Pokemon cards.
Really?
Yeah, but I never got them. I had nicer Pokemon cards, and if I kept them in good condition, I could have got them graded and sold them for a bunch. But I just gave them all away to this neighbor.
You kick yourself about that all the time.
Honestly, I did message him on Facebook, and I was like, "Hey, do you still have those cards?" Yeah, I did. I was in a bad spot for money, and I was like, and this kid was like slightly autistic, so I was like, "Am I really gonna take Pokemon cards from my autistic neighbor?" And then I looked at my bills, and I was like, "Yeah, I think I am."
Oh my god!
I need these
he
cards. He did answer, and he said he didn't have them anymore.
He probably
which made me feel like a crazy person. question because I was like, this kid's autistic and he gave up Blastoise. I'm asking him for Blastoise. Like, I need to get my stuff together. I have no money, no Pokemon cards. I did feel bad, but in my defense, I did give him all of it.
Yeah, that's such a nice thing to do.
What
did he do for you when you gave him all those Pokemon cards?
He was really happy. Like, he loved it, and like, he was a nice kid.
Oh, okay.
So I gave it to him.
That's
Good
nice.
deed.
Good deed.
I really did. That was one of my low moments, to be honest. I kind of did feel like a real piece of shit. Like,
years later,
2020,
hey man, you got the Pokemon cards.
Yeah, about those cards.
Yeah, it was COVID, man. We were all doing crazy shit in COVID. Probably.
Everyone definitely was.
Yeah.
What was the craziest thing you did?
In COVID or
craziest thing you did during
COVID. Well, at that period of time, I was door knocking for solar. So that stopped, but my company was so
people during
strict.
COVID are like, the sun's still here.
I know, dude. Yeah, bro. But like during that time, what I started doing was like running Facebook ads so that I would just get appointments and rather than door knocking. So then I would like go to people's homes during COVID to like sell them solar and not door knock. And that was like a little bit weird. Dude, COVID,
were people talking to you? Like,
yeah.
Were they your?
No, yeah.
You were probably like their therapist.
Yeah, bro. People were like really, still trying to make moves and do things in COVID. At least in New Jersey, like I know everything was shut down, but like,
well, yeah, they got to pay the tolls.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly.
COVID stops the whole world, but the tolls keep on running.
I know. I think that they, when the hurricanes happened here, they stopped the tolls here in Florida, which I was really pumped about.
That's great.
Yeah,
because our tolls are $12.
Exactly, dude. How much is the one to get into New York? It's like $15, right?
Now it's probably more expensive than
probably even that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, in COVID, I literally lived in a town called like Cinnamints in New Jersey. It was like right on the water, almost you could see like Philadelphia, and I would pretty much just wake up every day and just like go to this little beach area and listen to music and think about what I'm gonna do after COVID's done. And like then I took
game planning.
Yeah, I was just game planning, bro. Like I lived with like some pretty cool roommates and we would have fun and watch movies and shit and play Nintendo and all that stuff. But like, dude, it was boring in terms of the mundane of this all. And I was like still figuring out what I wanted to do with my life. And at that point, I actually I got into Keller Williams real estate at 18. I always say that, but I took time off until COVID. My mentor at the time called me and was like, hey, I might have an opportunity for you in Baltimore to help our real estate team, because in real estate, when COVID happened, the market was like, real estate was awesome for COVID. So then from that,
were you selling Section 8 housing in Baltimore?
Dude, no. It was like, I wish, dude. I wish. But
you're like, none of them have money, just crack. I can't pay my mortgage
with crack. Oh my god. I lived in Baltimore for 3 years in Fed Hill. And
I didn't know you lived there.
Yeah, I loved. Well, I went to Towson.
My bad, no disrespect.
No, bro. I don't do.
He just like shoots me.
Dude. Bro, I don't care. I don't have like attachment to Baltimore in that sense, but it was fun. Living in Baltimore was definitely fun. 3 years of that, selling real estate or being a part of a real estate team, was really fun. And all my best friends that I met through college, I only went to college for 1 year and dropped out. But that 1 year I went, I made all these real estate connections and friends that I still have to this day, like some of my best friends. So
very cool.
Yeah, I'm happy for that. But so when I think of COVID, I think of like me living in this area in Jersey for a little bit, like not being that happy, and then getting a phone call and being like, all right, I'm going to go to Baltimore and I'm going to figure this shit out. And that's what I kind of did with my buddy Nick, who's also the other producer of the show, who's in Hawaii right now. Yeah. So now you have a family tree of all of the things that have happened. But yes, man, we're here.
Very cool.
We're here now in St. Pete. Next month will mark like my 2 years living here.
Oh, dang. It's been fast.
Yeah. It's definitely coming along, but I'm happy that I'm here in Florida now and not living in Baltimore or Jersey anymore. I think that, like we talked about, it just the sun, dude, it makes me feel a lot more happier.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It is so real.
Mm-hmm. any fun plans going on the next month or two? Any cool shows or things that you wanted to discuss?
I gotta think. April is just
what's
gonna be
April
here.
look like?
I'm going to Boston for a weekend, which I'm
That's
excited
cool.
about. No shows, just going.
Still, no,
unless they give me something.
that's
I've been
cool,
trying, but
yeah.
I'm gonna go to the Harry Potter exhibit.
Dude, that's in Boston? That's sick.
It ends the next weekend, April 26th or whatever. So
Does your girl like that you're into all these things?
You know, I really don't think you can appreciate it as a guy as like, oh, I played sports, but I also like have this side of me. I think she just looks at it like, well, yeah, everyone should like Harry Potter.
That's cool.
But for some reason, Pokemon doesn't translate with her. She's like, this is so dumb. And I'm like, yeah, you're a soulless adult. You don't get it.
I'm crushing ice.
But she does love
You.
me, which is awesome. I don't know how, but it's great.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
dude, I think it's cool to be yourself and meet someone like that.
Yeah, it's great. She listens to my COVID rants. She listens to everything, and she's just like, yeah, that's my guy.
Another thing that I'd like to talk about is last weekend we just did it. You headlined, in Clearwater, which was fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that was
Very
awesome.
fun.
So, I appreciate that time that we had there, and you
did
fucking
great.
crushed it, bro.
We did great.
Natasha was there. That was
did
fun.
great. Yeah, everyone was on it. Club is great. The audience is great because they're all here to have fun.
Yeah, it's like it was
They're
like
all
spring
hammered.
break. Yeah, and I think even tonight I'm on the late show. It's probably gonna still be crazy spring break vibes. I'm actually going there early to Bark.
Nice.
For the main show and then the late show too, just because like I dude, sometimes when I stop doing comedy as much, I get like itches to like just be around it more, and like so like on a Saturday where I happen to not be doing an open house today, we're doing this podcast now, like I'm gonna bake in a real good comedy.
You're getting a warm up though.
What do you mean?
This banter is
totally.
a warm up. Get your brain moving.
Absolutely, man.
Before I do podcasts or shows, I freestyle in the car.
No way,
I put on
dude.
YouTube. I type in hard trap beats, instrumental.
Type beat.
And then I am so trash. Like,
Bro.
but it gets my brain moving.
Dude, no, that's awesome, man. I love to freestyle. I don't really talk about that to many people, but I love to freestyle.
We should do it sometime. We got to carpool to a show and just burn our car down.
100%. One thing I've always talked to my like close friends about is like one day if this thing really takes off, I think it would be so funny to drop like a Your Only Friends mixtape or some shit with like all the
that'd be
people.
hilarious.
Because like Adam knows how to play music, Joel knows how to play music. We could fucking rap, dude.
That's what the world needs. More white rappers. Give the people what they want.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, that is funny. All right, man. Well, it's been a fucking real episode. Is there anything that you'd like to leave the audience with, or tell them where they can find you?
Yeah. I go after what you want. Be positive in life. We all die, so nothing fucking matters. And enjoy yourself.
Where can they find you?
You can find me in my apartment. If you're there, I will call the police. And you can find me on social media at the Trevor Glassman on all platforms, and same on Venmo. So if you like this episode, send me money.
If you
I have to avenge
money-
my Jewish ancestors.
Oh my god! All right, man. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming on, dude.
Yeah,
It's
that
been a
went
pleasure.
fast.
Yeah, thank you. Well,
Yeah.
did it?